Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Kaya Sport TV. This week we are joined in studio by the Proteas, the Highved Lions trio of Aaron Phangiso, Temba, Bavuma and Leie. Sandile van Heerden goes on a mountain biking escapade, and he also takes the Proteas trio on a PlayStation challenge. So that's what's coming up this week. First up though, let's talk cricket. We're joined in studio by Leie, Temba, Bavuma and Aaron Phangiso. They talk to us about what it's like to be called up to the Proteas test side for the upcoming tour of Bangladesh.
How did cricket become your sport of choice?
Yeah, it was one of those things that introduced in primary school, a new sport obviously in the townships, and that's where I picked it up. And I used to love playing soccer. I played a bit of junior soccer for Kaizer Chiefs, but cricket almost stole the love for the sports, and obviously the bakers. Biscuits also fill the stomach.
This guy's dropping a bombshell like this in studio, saying that he played junior football for Kaizer Chiefs. Yo!
No, but that's good, because then we can actually go on and ask him how he made the transition.
How would you describe your career, and what was the turning point? Was it Dave Nosworthy?
Dave played a big role. He was my coach from SA Under 19, the Titans as well. And I think he was a guy that I can actually, even today, I can say thanks to him. Even though he did give me that opportunity to actually show Guti I can actually play this game, or not even play, but I can
make a career out of it.
And compete with the best of the best, And I think the turning point of my career was when we played CLT. When the CLT was here.
Yes.
Champions League. That's when everything almost just clicked.
Yeah, because actually, remember, you were one of the top bowlers in the tournament, not so, right?
Yeah. Yes. No, I was second after Stark.
And you're keeping it tight and also picking up those wickets.
That's why I say that I think that was the turning point, and that was Dave Nosworthy actually giving me that opportunity.
A very unique story, I'd say, Mkonto, to have a black cricket manager. It's not very often, at least for me, I haven't come across a lot of black cricket managers. For you, where did it start? Where did the love for cricket start?
Good evening, Sutu, Musibudi and Abom Kaya. Well, basically, I grew up in the Eastern Cape and grew up playing cricket there. Cricket was a sport of choice, summer sport, and then in winter we play rugby. So I've always had the love for the game. But with the management, I started off in rugby, where I've been managing players for that side for about 5 years, and then we realized that the opportunity and the same needs that the rugby players had, the cricket players had as well. So also branched out to cricket as well, and it was in a very hard transition, because it's a game I know, it's a game I used to play, even though I wasn't good as these guys.
Yeah, you were like me, sitting on the bench, top man, bringing the oranges. Where are you from, and how did you start playing cricket?
No, I mean, I'm from Poch Boys. I'm from Potchefstroom. I went to Poch Boys I started playing cricket there in the township there called Ikageng. And obviously I started with the grassroots level, like mini cricket and Baker's Biscuits. That's where I started playing. And like Aaron said earlier, we got scholarship. I got a scholarship to go to Poch Boys, and that's where my career took off. Yeah,
similar career trajectory to one Ezekiel Sepeng, who of course is the first black South African to win a medal at the Olympic Games. He was also out there, and then you play cricket at school. And at what point do you decide, I think I'm good enough to turn professional?
No, I don't think you decide to turn professional as a person. You know what I'm saying? You go through the ranks from under 13. It was under 13 Standard Bank. Then you go PG Baz, and then you go
Coca-Cola.
Week.
Yes.
After Coke Week, obviously, you will go to academies if they're available. And I got identified from Highved Lions Academy after my Coke Week, which was 2004. I got identified by Shuku Conrad at the time.
Okay.
So and he told me to move to Joburg, and obviously it took me a while to break into the scene, because we had good spinners at the time. time. We had Derek Crooks, who was captain, also a spinner. That's 2004. We had a guy who just came, who was captain of SA Under-19 at the time, Richard Dusneves. So we got, I was in a long waiting list at the time. So,
What was the move like? Because, you know, Johannesburg, apart from for cricket, Gauteng in general has got a lot of people from other provinces who come here, you know, to make a career for themselves. And when you leave your family behind, especially as a young man, it can be challenging. What was that like?
No, when you leave your family and, you know, you live in your family because you want to make a life out of yourself, you know, because if I was at home, I'll probably be somewhere there selling fruits in some market there, you know. So, you know what I'm saying, you know. So, I mean, the turnaround point was one time I was just sitting there. There's a guy who was selling fruits there. I was sitting with him there, and, you know, and he said to me, you went to Posh Boys, you went to school, you shouldn't be here, you know what I'm saying. You must make something out of yourself, and, you know. And the same year, that's when Shukri spoke to me, and for me, it was just, you know what, I want to make it. And, you know, the only way I can make it is for me to move to Joburg, you know, and try to make something out of myself. And I contacted Shukri, and I came through.
I think, like Phangi said, you know, cricket is something we were introduced to from a very young age. You know, I was quite lucky that my uncles played the sport, and also the township that I was born in, Langa. I mean, it had a rich history in sport itself. So cricket wasn't the main thing that I got introduced to. You know, like the other guys have said, it seems like it's a common thread that we all played soccer. You know,
but none of you are professional footballers.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to, you know, Aaron Phangiso's level. We all played a bit of sport, but yeah, I think it was something we were introduced to at a young age. And, you know, like Aaron again mentioned, you know, the schooling that we went through, you know, we kind of got the opportunity and resources for us to be able to develop, you know, that passion that we had in the sport of cricket.
From a young age, you were identified as probably someone who would go on to represent South Africa. Does that come with a lot of pressure?
Yeah, it definitely does come with a lot of pressure. I think, to be honest, when I was young, I never really saw it like that. You know, I just saw it as, okay, people know I can play, you know, wow. You know, but for me, it was just a passion. You know, I just saw it as opportunity for me, you know, where I've got this sport where I can just express myself and just be, you know, and almost just escape into the sport. So I never saw it as much as pressure. I think, you know, when I made my debut for South Africa, that's when, you know, the realization actually hit me that, okay, now it's not just a passion anymore. I'm not just playing for myself or my family, but I'm actually representing all the masses, you know, the majority out there. So the pressure, you know, it's almost become more of a thing, you know, after I made my debut. But I mean, it's definitely a pressure or challenge that I welcome and look forward to.
What was that debut like? We watched you on TV, play some good shots in that. There was a knock of 36 or 37. Looked good. What was that like?
I think the score was much lower than that.
Was it?
Yeah,
there was a knock where it was in the 20s or 30s. It was a good, or was it an 18?
I think you would remember.
Am I getting carried away?
Yeah,
I remember a couple of boundaries being stroked.
I remember correctly. I think I got 15.
Ah, that's the one.
15 or 10 on that day. But
what's
yeah,
10 runs between friends?
I think in the stats books it's quite a lot. But yeah, it was quite nerve-wracking. You know, I remember, you know, getting my cap from Herschel Gibbs. You know, I actually can't remember what he said, but I just, you know, stood there watching this guy say all this stuff. He actually had tears in his eyes. But I mean, for me, it was very nerve-wracking. You know, just walking onto the field, you know, just seeing all the people there, you know, playing with guys that you're so accustomed to watching them on TV, you know, your Dale Steins, you know, A.B. de Villiers, Hashim Amla, you know, I was almost overawed in a way. But I think as the game went on, you know, I kind of, you know, managed to settle in, you know, and I felt a bit comfortable. But I mean, the environment itself, you know, it's wonderful. You know, it's definitely a place where I want to be, you know. And I mean, everything I do at the moment, you know, going forward, I just want to make myself a permanent fixture in the side and just be, you know, one of the guys.
What a heartwarming story, especially from Leie. Who would have known that one encounter with the street vendor changed his life profoundly, and now he's off joining the Proteas on a tour to Bangladesh. Congratulations to all three and all the best in Bangladesh. Now then, Sandile van Heerden is off on a mountain biking escapade. Last year we had the pleasure of interviewing young Lebu Pepane as she participated in the Youth Olympics in Nanjing, China. She is part of the Diepsloot Mountain Biking Academy, and our man on the scene, Sandile van Heerden, was there to catch up with them.
Here we are for another edition of Sidestep with myself, Sandile van Heerden. Today we're focusing on a sport that requires skill and balance. Yes, I'm talking mountain biking. We're out here at the PWC Bike Park out in Sandton. So a great day for development and cycling as a sport in all. So looking forward to chatting to some of the young talented guys and ladies.
Diepsloot Mountain Biking Academy is not actually about mountain biking. I see a lot of people see that Diepsloot Mountain Biking as that mountain biking thing at the end, but it's not about that. It's actually a life skill course that actually teaches people to actually believe in their dreams, to actually achieve their dreams as much as they want to. It's not only your dreams in mountain biking, because we also have a guy who's now training to be a chef at the Saxon, and we have guys who are actually going to varsity. And I mean, for that just shows you that we have, you know, different pathways. It's not only focused on mountain biking, and it's actually helping us to show that, you know, whatever you want to be, you can actually achieve. And that's what Diepsloot Mountain Bike Academy did for me, and what it's doing for them is actually showing them, giving them the tool that, you know, whatever dream you have, you can still achieve.
I've participated in the Youth Olympic Games in Nanjing, China. I've won a silver medal in the African Youth Games in Gaborone, Botswana. It was quite a fantastic experience for me because I've never done such things. For me, it's the biggest achievement in life, and it keeps me driven every day to want to do more. So I'm quite encouraged by myself. I had a friend, so when I got to the area, I quite had nothing to do all day long. So a friend invited me to come join, and when I got there, it was something that I just liked doing, and then I didn't quit. I just kept on going there, and that's where I realized that I do have talent for this kind of sport.
There you have it, guys. Those are the guys and girls from Diepsloot Mountain Bike Academy. Hope you enjoyed the ride. For Sidestep, I'm Sandile van Heerden.
Yeah, so true. Makes me want to rip out my mountain bike. And what Willem Mokgopo said is very true. The Diepsloot Mountain Biking Academy is about so much more than just mountain biking. It really is about lifestyle, and they've helped those kids get into mountain biking and change their lives through mountain biking. Hats off to APSA, who continue to support the Diepsloot Mountain Biking Academy. Well, in addition to mountain biking, Sandile van Heerden's been a very, very busy man this week. He caught up with the Proteas trio of Aaron Phangiso, Temba, Bavuma and Leie. Took them on a PlayStation challenge. Let's see who's the best at taking penalties.
Those are my players, eh? What must I press now? Ready?
No, it says you reset your whole lineup here. Are you sure you have to reset? You can say yes or no?
No. So can I press it before?
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Why is the keeper not moving? I'll go push. This guy, Joe. Hey, Chief! Why you? Yeah?
Hit the post.
I miss this guy. This guy's gonna miss. This guy's gonna miss.
It's 1-1, eh? Hit the post. More sudden death.
So this goalkeeper is nowhere. No, man. Oh, 1, 2.
Over.
So how did you get on the green?
Guess the Temba wins.
Yeah, no, eh?
Temba, congrats. Our PlayStation penalty shootout champion.
Thank you, man.
And hopefully we'll have you back to defend your title.
Anytime.
So this is how it turned out. Not a lot of great penalties from the guys, but hey, what can you do? They are cricketers after all and not football players. But at the end of it, it was Temba Bavuma who got the better of Leie, winning it in sudden death. 2-1 the final score.
Isn't it funny? Those of us who can't play are professionals at PlayStation, and those of us who can play well, not so good at PlayStation. Sandile van Heerden there with the Highved Lions trio of Aaron Phangiso, Leie and Temba Bavuma. We wish them all the best of luck in Bangladesh. And that's where we wrap things up this week for Kaya Sport TV. Join us next week where we're joined in studio by the Springboks, Kobani Bobo, as we prepare for the World Cup in England later on this year. Goodbye.